So we have our yoga for pressing pause. I've knelt down. We're going to start standing actually. So our yoga for pressing pause, sometimes when we approach our yoga practice with that intention just to slow things down and to relax and to land on our mats, that can make it even harder to sort of switch off, or we become more conscious of how busy the mind is or fidgety the body is. So for our practice tonight, we're going to start with the movement, a little bit like our yin and yang, but start with some movement, shake out that energy, and then land into those slower poses where hopefully then you will have the ability to draw inwards and quieten the mind a little and find that stillness. So no props are needed. But if you want to or have a heavy blanket or cushion or something to hand at the end, we're going to just weight down over the hips, which is quite nice and sort of securing through Shavasana. And you can also use eye pillows or a face cloth or anything like that if you want to. All right, so we're going to start standing. If you're using the playlist, you can pop it on, come to the top of your mat. And just find an easy mountain pose to start. So a little rock forward and back on the feet, finding that balance. Pick up and lower the toes, connect through the soles of the feet. Drop into that shape for a moment. Before becoming more aware of the energy that you draw up through the legs. So you start by lifting the arches of the feet and travel up the legs, picking up the knees, lifting through the thighs, into the hips. Find gentle drawing in of the low belly, a rise of energy up through the spine, but drop the shoulders down the back, lengthen middle fingers towards the floor. Keep lifting through the crown of the head, draw the chin in ever so slightly. And just settle here, tuning into how the body's feeling. How does your energy feel? Are you quite grounded, or is the mind busy? Is the body fidgety? And then just to connect a little bit more here, keep standing, but bring the left hand to rest on the heart. Right hand to rest on your belly. Keep softening shoulders down. Now allow that connection of the hands to help you tune into the breath. Feel the body breathing here. Right, keeping the feet hip width apart, still rooting down through the feet. Just drop the hands back down to the sides of the body. And then just take an easy sway side to side. So if you want to turn the hands to touch the sides of the body, you can just slide the hands down the outer legs. And just moving as far as feels comfortable. And then coming back to center, hands behind the back, clasp the fingers and open the chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Take a big breath in. And then as you breathe out, hinge at the hips, bend at the knees, move nice and slowly into this first forward fold. It doesn't have to be too deep. And hands may stay down on the back. That's okay. If you've got space, you can lift the hands away. Release the hands, bring them down to the floor. Gentle sway wherever you land. And nice and slowly roll back up to the top. I'm going to take some simple flow through our half salutations. So keep those feet hip width apart. Nice big breath in as you lift the arms. Exhale, hinge and fold. Draw the low belly in to support you as you fold down. Halfway lift, flat back on your inhale. Drop it back down as you exhale. And then press the floor away, root to rise on your inhale. Full breath out, bringing hands down to heart center. Keep it flowing with the breath. Inhale to gaze up. Exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift, find that length through the spine. And then fold. Root to rise on your inhale. Hands back to heart center. Twice more, using all of that breath. Big breath in. Full breath out. As you lift halfway, flatten out the back, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Bow it back down. Press the floor away, root to rise. And hands to the center. Last time with the breath. Root to rise as you get there. Hands to heart center. Once more, take those hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, puff the chest open, take the breath in. And then hinge and fold as you breathe out. Squeeze shoulder blades, lift shoulders away from the ears, drop forward into that fold. And release hands to the floor. Take a halfway lift there. As you exhale, step the right foot back, soften the knee down to the mat. Release the toes and pick yourself up into low crescent lunge. Couple of breaths here this first time. If the shoulders are hunching up, slide them down the back of the body. One more full breath in. And then bring hands down to the floor. You're picking up the back knee, stepping forward into your fold. It's nice and simple, forward and back. Take a halfway lift. Left leg this time, step it back, drop the knee to the floor. Lift the arms, find your crescent lunge. Sink into it where the body needs, whether it's the hips, a little back bend, and opening through the front of the body. Take up that space. One more breath. And then bring the hands down. Yeah, step it forward back to top of your mat. We'll take just that same little sequence, breath to movement, halfway lift as you inhale. Right foot steps back as you exhale, drop the knee. One breath in to sweep the arms up, crescent lunge. Breath out, bring the hands down, step forward. That's it. Halfway lift on your inhale. Left leg steps back. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, bring the hands down, step it back forward. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Step your right foot back. This time, leave the knee off the floor. Take an inhale here just to tap the knee towards the floor, lift the heart. Keep the fingertips there, tentered or just resting on the floor. And then as you exhale, you're straightening the leg. It doesn't have to be fully straight. You're just tucking chin to chest, opening through the back body. Left leg as straight as it wants to be. Yeah, so drop it forward as you inhale, tap the knee, lift the heart. Tuck the chin round the back as you exhale. A few more with your breath. That's it. When you next come forward, tap the knee, lift the gaze, and then step back to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Left leg steps back. Knee stays lifted this time, fingertips tentered, resting either side of the foot. Take the inhale to tap the left knee, lift the heart. As you exhale, straighten the right leg as far as feels comfortable, but tuck the chin and round through the back body. Yeah, so come forward on your inhale. Straighten that leg, tuck the chin as you exhale. A few more with your breath. Next time you come forward, tap the knee, lift the heart, and then step forward, top of the mat. Press the earth away, inhale, root to rise. Bring hands to heart center. We take a variation of salutation, so big inhale to sweep the arms up. Hinge, fold yourself down. Take this first one nice and slowly. Take a halfway lift with your breath. Step your right foot back. Keep the knee off the ground. We're finding our runner's lunge. Right hand stays down. Left hand opens to the sky. Revolved lunge. Take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, hand comes down, step it back to downward dog. First time in downward dog, so just pedal the legs. So ease through the body. Come forward as you breathe in, find the top of your push-up. Knees or toes, your choice, lower it all the way down. Keep hands underneath shoulders, release the toes. Just a baby cobra to start. Lift the chest. Lower yourself back down. Press through all fours, tucking the toes, returning to your downward dog. Lovely. Right leg lifts as you inhale. Step that foot through between the hands. Lovely. Drop the back knee down and sweep the arms up. Find that crescent lunge. And then hands come back down, pick up the back knee, step forward, top of the mat. Yeah, halfway lift, flat back. Bow it back down. Take your inhale, root to rise. Hands to heart center. Just the same, left leg, inhale, sweep the arms wide and up. Forward fold, breathing out. Halfway lift. Left foot stepping back, big long stride through your runner's lunge. Keep your left hand down, spiral your right hand open. Keep that right knee squeezing to center and the back leg nice and strong. Take an inhale. As you exhale, hand comes down, step it back, downward dog. Just a little pause this time. Next time will be breath to movement. Come forward on your inhale, high plank. Knees or toes, lower all the way down to the mat. One breath in, take your cobra. And then lower back down, push through all fours. Return to downward dog. Left leg this time, take the inhale, lift it high. Step it through between the hands. As you step through, soften the back knee down, sweep the arms up, find your crescent lunge. And then drop the hands back down. You pick up the back knee, step it forward. Halfway lift as you arrive. Drop it back down. Big inhale, root to rise. Keep it flowing straight back down as you exhale. One side on each breath to movement, halfway lift. Right foot steps back through your runner's lunge. You have one breath to lift that left arm revolved lunge. Exhale back to downward dog. That's it. Come forward on your inhale, high plank. Lower on your exhale. One breath into cobra. One breath back to downward dog. Your right leg's picking up as you breathe in. Step it through between the hands. Drop that back knee, one breath in, crescent lunge. Breathing out, hands come down, step forward. Halfway lift. And fold. You have one more, inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hinge and bow. Halfway lift. Left leg this time, step it back, connect with the floor, and then one breath in to lift the right arm, revolve. Exhale, downward dog. Come forward on your next inhale, high plank. Lower it down. One breath for cobra. Downward dog. Lovely, left leg lifts on the inhale. Step it through. Your back knee can drop. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, come back, top of the mat. Hang out in your forward fold, couple of breaths. Just a few little standing postures, then we slow it down. Take a halfway lift as you breathe in. Then step your right foot back. Drop your heel in and lift the body up to find your warrior two. So just the feet, if you need to, sink into that left knee. Press your right hip gently underneath so that shoulders are over the hips. Take a couple of breaths. Bring hands down to the hips, straighten the legs, turn those left toes forward so that all toes are pointing to that long edge of the mat. Nice big breath in, lift the chest, hinge and fold yourself forward. As you land into that forward fold, you can drop the hands down. Palms may just touch your fingertips, or you can drop the palms to face up. Just land fully into that fold, full weight of the body. Come up onto fingertips, find that flat back. Press into the feet, little tiny bend in the legs, but lift the kneecaps up so we're supporting the legs. Bring the hands one at a time to the hips, and then pick yourself all the way up. When you get to the top, turn right toes to the back of your mat and sink into the other leg for warrior two. So making sure that left hip stays underneath. Drop into the right knee. Draw that knee open and soften the shoulders down. You're gazing to the back of your mat. And then this time, take the hands behind the back, form a fist or just interlace the fingers. Straighten the legs, turn that right toes forward. So forward fold just the same, but with the hands behind the back for a puff of the chest. Take a big breath in. hinge yourself forward. Hands may just rest on the back body. You may be able to lift them up and over as we did at the start. If you have space in the body and the shoulders to just wiggle side to side with the hands, you can, or you can drop them down when you're ready, fall into that forward fold. Couple of breaths, whatever suits you. Lovely. Come up halfway. Walk yourself back round to the top of the mat. And from there, step back into your downward dog. All right, from here we start to slow it down, start to move into those slower, more yin-like poses. So beginning with just a nice wide child's pose. Drop the knees down to the mat. When you get there, start to set yourself up. So widen the knees, keep the big toes towards each other. Sink the hips back towards the heels, wherever they land, and drop the body forward. You want this to be comfy. We're going to take it as two halves. So a little bit of awareness into your right hip and right thigh. Just drop the body ever so slightly towards that right leg. So it may just be a shift of weight. It may be a little walk of the hands to the right hand side, but it's not a big side bend. Just bringing weight into that right leg. Start to settle there. We've got a couple of minutes on each leg. So if you've gone too far, you're compressing too much into that hip, just ease back. As you pause here, start to tune into your body and notice where you can begin to release, to find ease. You're fully supported in child's pose, so let go of tension through the shoulders. Be aware of your breath. Keep letting the full weight of the body drop down. Another few breaths here. And then you're just going to very gently move the awareness and the weight of the body over the left thigh, changing that sensation and compression into the left hip. Notice if you're clenching the jaw, gripping any muscles around the face. Tension and busyness from our day tends to travel with us onto our mats. So recognize what's there, what's not needed. Breathe it away. You've got about 5 or 6 more breaths on this side. And then from there, just bring that weight back to center, just for a couple of breaths. Nice long spine. And nice and slowly start walking the hands in. Pick the hips up, ease the knees back underneath the body. Move nice and slowly. We're moving into cat and cows, but we're going to take that flow for a minute or so. So there's no rush to get into any of the poses. You can close your eyes and tune into the movement. If you're matching breath to movement, your inhale is as you soften the belly down, lifting the gaze. And your breath out is as you ripple through the spine, lifting up towards the sky, hollowing out the belly. If you want to move slower, it doesn't have to be matched with the breath. You may rather keep the awareness on the spine, send that movement from the tailbone all the way up, and then back the other way. See how slowly you can work through the spine. Take a couple more each way. All right, from there, we're going to thread the left arm underneath. So you're trying to send the left arm under, drop the weight of the body down as if you're sort of catching that arm, keeping the hips as level as you can. The hips will be above the knees. And then if you want to extend the right arm out in front, you can. If you want to keep it softer, just bend the right arm. Keep the weight of the body pressing into that left arm. Breathe and expand through the back body. Not going to be too long on each side. If your right arm's extended, just bring it back in. Press yourself up nice and slowly back to center. And then take it the other way. Thread the right arm through and underneath. You're dropping the weight of the body down onto that arm. Turning the gaze. Draw the left hip back if it's traveling forward. Either keep the left arm soft and bent or extend it forward. Lovely, a few more breaths on this side. And then slide your left hand back in. Press into that hand to lift you back up. Take any little wiggles through the hips. And then bring yourself to a seat. If you want to elevate the hips at all, you can. So you're sending your right leg out to the side, left foot stays tucked in. So we're going to take a forward fold and then stay forward, and just if you want to take a side bend, I'll tell you when to take it. If you would rather just stay in a forward fold, then you're welcome to for these first ones. So the right leg is extended, fingertips in front of your left foot, lift the heart, big breath in. Start to walk yourself forward. Take a little while to get there. Find where you want to round the spine, pausing there. Use the breath a little bit, lift the heart, find length through the spine, maybe inch slightly further forward. When you feel you've travelled as far as you are able to, find a sense of softness there. So it might just be dropping the head forward. If you're using bolsters or cushions, you can bring those in to support you. And you can just hang forward, let gravity do its thing. You may feel this more in the extended leg. You may feel it in the low back. Send the breath with a sense of expanding to the areas where you feel the sensation the most. If your right kneecap's lifting and tensing through that leg, soften it away. All right, we will have about another minute or so. You can stay just as you are, folding it forward. Don't move anything if it's working for you. If you want to build a little bit more into the low back, walk the hands round to the right, towards the right foot, and resettle into your fold. You will build sensation into the lower left back and side body. Lovely. Last few breaths here. And if you took the side bend, just walk back towards center. Maybe find a little bit more of a fold now that you've worked into the side body. And then really nice and slowly just walk yourself back up. Allow the body to adjust, sit nice and tall. Slide that right leg in and cross your left foot over the top. So hug the left knee in, let that help you sit nice and tall. If this feels enough, you can just stay as upright as you can with a hold on that knee. If you would rather take a twist, either right elbow to knee or hugging that right knee in, hugging the left knee in with the right arm, you can take the twist. But here's just as good if you're working to lengthen through the back and keep that leg straight. We have a few breaths here, so if you're in your twist, use every inhale as a chance to sit taller. Every exhale, a chance to find space that you may twist a little bit further into. A couple more breaths. Then unravel nice and slowly. Swapping legs for the other side. So your left leg is extending out. Right foot stays in. We start with that forward fold. So press the left heel away. Take a nice big breath in. Start to walk forward. Notice where you feel it in that extended leg, in the low back. Take a little rise and fall with the chest, with the breath. Lift on the inhale. Soften forward as you exhale. 2 or 3 times. And then drop forward into that fold, wherever that is for you, supported or not. Where can you let go? For me, it's my left kneecaps lifting. Also my right glute. You suddenly find is applying effort that doesn't need to be there. Maybe through your back or shoulders. Maybe you can drop the head. If the breath has become shorter or you're not focused on it, return back to it. Maybe find a count of 4 in and out. Just speed that works for you. If you took the side stretch option on the other side, feel free to go there on this side, walking towards the left foot, settling back into the folds, maybe with more sensation through the low right back. If you're in the side bend, come back to center. Last couple of breaths folded forward. Walk yourself up nice and slowly. We finish with that twist, so draw the left leg in, cross your right foot over the top. And again, find what works. If just hugging the knee into the body, sitting nice and tall works, and stay there. If you want to take the twist, left arm over or hugging in that leg. So find your lengthened spine or your twisted spine, and then your breath. A few more breaths to create whatever space you can through the spine. And then nice and slowly return through center. Uncross the legs. We are heading down to the mat. So if you're using your cushions or your blankets, have them to hand, or your eye pillows. When you're there and ready, just nice and slowly lower yourself down. No real effort. You get to the floor, hug the knees in. Take the feet up briefly to finish in a happy baby. So hold on to the feet, the ankles, or around the back of the thighs. Draw the knees down. And then release the feet. So we're taking our Shavasana. The option is there. If you have a blanket, a couple of cushions, anything that's a bit weighted, to place it across the hips. It just provides that sense of grounding for the body, that weight. And then from there, obviously use your eye pillow or face cloth to cover the eyes if you have one. Just starts to block out any lights. And once you're there and settled, let the arms fall away from the body. Make any final movements. And feel that these last few moments of your practice are yours, just to be here, to be still. Right now, in this moment, you have nothing else to be doing. to gently draw your awareness back. Taking deeper breaths as you become more aware of your surroundings, and your physical body. And with that awareness, bring small movements back to fingers and toes. You can remove any cushions or blankets, take a stretch, or slowly bend the knees in, take a sway of the knees or a hug. And then when you're ready, make your way back to a seated position. Settling there, keeping the eyes closed. And feeling as we've slowed the body down, we've also slowed the mind down. Maybe press pause just for a short time. And then we close our practice, taking the final big breath in, reaching arms up above the head. Breathing out as palms come together. Thumbs to the forehead for kind thoughts, to the lips for kind words, and to the heart for kind actions. Thank you for joining me for your practice. Namaste.